Welcome back to another race day vlog. We are going back up to Indiana for Peach this time. Last time we went up to Indiana, we watched Mikasa run. Mikasa is currently here on vacay. She came out of the race fine, but then a couple days afterwards, her shin was a little sore, and so we brought her home, and she's just gonna chill for a while. Anyway, going back up to Indiana to watch her sister run. It's been about 5-6 weeks since it's been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since we've seen her. The last time we saw her, she had broke her maiden. She finally won her first race over at Belterra. So now we're going to Indiana. She's gonna go mile 16th on the turf this round. Words are hard. I'm blanking. Anyway, this race, there's mainly a lot of questions now. Now that she's won her first race, how is she going to move on? How well is she going to move on from here? She's going to be facing horses that have already won potentially multiple races at this point, who are more experienced, who've been facing tougher competition. So it's a step up for her, essentially. However, she is still running at kind of the same level when it comes to money-wise that she's been running at. So she is still available for a tag. We fingers crossed no one claims her. She is the longest shot on the board, however, and I was looking at the field. The one horse was potentially interesting along with the 6. Now, typically if people are out buying racehorses and they're claiming racehorses, there's a lot to consider. I can do a whole thing about that later. I have the terminology video, by the way. I'm literally going to be editing the last of it on my way up to Indiana, so that hopefully on the way back I can officially post it, then post this. So that will be up. That is done. Just gotta do final edits. Anyway, so it's mainly a lot of questions going into this race. How is she gonna handle that now she's officially broke her maiden? How is she gonna handle moving up to horses that are technically tougher competition? Hopefully she doesn't get claimed. And this is also her first time going a mile and 16th, so it's farther. We've always said that we think the farther she goes, the better she'll go, and things of that nature. And just kind of where are we going to take her from here? If she does really well in this race, more than likely we'll move her out of claiming level and take her to an allowance or something of that nature. And if she totally tanks, we'll probably put her back into another claiming race or rethink life. But the trainer has been really happy with the way she's been training. He said she's been training really strong. The light bulb seems to have gone off. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. Anyway, we're going to go to Indiana. I'm going to get food. I always want food when I have to do these things. And hopefully everything will be successful, I guess.
Is going for a double. Stand by one more. Rolando Aragon within a peach. It's the first of 2 today for the Grayson Grass Challenge. Or the mile and a 16th. They're in the gate. And they're off. Seachrome. Logia in the gold cap. Here's Band of Roses and the Orange Blinkers, who's now going out to lead them for Andre Zaloa. Band of Roses makes an easy early lead from Logia as they head to the first turn. Seachrome is close up with In a Peach running in 4th. Oh Pollyanna from Morning Angel and Dropping back toward last as they enter the first turn is Be a Bolt Runner. Band of Roses leads with 6 furlongs to go. It's Band of Roses in front, leads these fillies of mare to the back of the course. Band of Roses, a nearly 6-length leader from a tracking Seachrome, was running second by 3. Lucia's in third. But it's a break of 3.5 to Win a Peach with Opollyanna, Morning Angel, and Be a Bolt Runner is last of the 7. Frontrunner Band of Roses, 23.88 for the lead part. In the shadow of the half-mile pole, Band of Roses dictates the field from Seachrome, who stays close for Samir Bermudez. A break goes 6 more to Lucia galloping along in third as they turn again in a Peach. Morning Angel, blue with the orange sleeves, gains a spot from Opollyanna, and Be a Bolt Runner remains the back marker. The half mile for Band of Roses, 49.96 smooth seconds. Band of Roses doing this easily with inside 3 furlongs to go. A couple in front of Seachrome. Length and a half Lucia. Length and a half to Opollyanna in a Peach. Be a Bolt Runner on the far outside. Band of Roses leads for home. And Morning Angel. 3/4 for the longtime leader, Band of Roses, looking to finish them off around Lady Zaloa. 1 minute 16.13 seconds. A 5-length lead for Band of Roses. From Opollyanna, the white cap with Lucia. Then on the far outside, Be a Bolt Runner. They're close to home. Band of Roses easily wire to wire by 2. Opollyanna was second. Lucia third. Then in a Peach.
First things first, it's been a hot minute. It's been a while. I'm really late to the game. So this race happened back in September. It is now middle of October. Why was there such, as in Peach is about to run again here soon, probably within the next week or two. So I was like, I have to get this video out because there was something important I needed to mention about what the future plans were. And it has to do with this video. So I was like, I have to get this out. Anyway. The race literally happened 2 days before the September sale, so I knew, I was like, oh, there's a chance I'll just put it up after the September sale. But then I was having issues with YouTube where I was trying to upload a 5-7 minute video for Talkie sale videos, and freaking it would take over 24 hours. And so I was like, what the hell is going on? And so I had to reboot the whole system. I was checking things. I think this is my test run to see if it's back to at least a normal uploading speed. We're gonna find out. Hopefully it is, because I have this video, the racing terminology video, I have the sale terminology video, I have the sales video, and we have a horse running Thursday. And so I was like, I really hope this works because I have so much stuff to do and I'm really far behind. Anyway, the race itself, so she finished 5th. It was not a great 5th. However, we learned something very important, which I'm going to go back and talk through the race per normal and show you what was happening, because it was something that the jockey told us, and we were like, okay, no big deal. We'll just do a little switcheroo. So that's actually why her next race, you will see a change more than likely. So let's get on with that. First things first, she's on the far outside, so she's the horse loading into the gate right now. Loads up like a total professional. She's going a mile 16th on the turf. She's ran on the turf before. She's been 2nd and 4th. Breaks a little wide, but it's fine. She's not the fastest horse in the world. She's always one that does a lot better closing. It's just kind of sitting off the pace, taking her time. And so right here, she's going to sit nice and pretty going into 4th. And they have to do another full lap around. So this is going to take a while. Obviously, the first 3 separate themselves from the rest of the field, so she's going to take control of that 4th. And we're about to head into the turn, and this is where you're going to start seeing the problem arise. In all honesty, she actually handled this turn better than the next one. But, she's kind of coming in. She does drop back a few little paces. It wasn't super dramatic. But if you notice, the 2 horses closer up behind her did make pace. And as they pull away from the turns, she separates herself a little bit from them again. So the jockey actually rides her in the morning, and he said that every time he went around a turn, it was she couldn't get any grip. For those who don't know, we have horse racing has a new overhead. They're called HISA. Some of their new rules have kind of been a little bit questionable. One of them in particular has definitely been their new shoe rule. If you see where she is sitting right now, she's very close to the 3rd. She's actually going to move up a little bit closer right there. So she's sitting really nice and pretty. She's making up a lot of ground. But they're about to come into the turn again. And this one I think is a little easier for you all to see. She is slipping and sliding. The jockey was her legs are going every which direction. She couldn't get a hold of the track. Originally, we were allowed to run on the turf with toe grabs. so that the horse had traction going into the turn with a track like this, and we don't have that anymore. So you can see she's pretty much, actually now she's officially last. However, they are now off the turn, so they're coming into the straightaway, and you will actually see her gain momentum again. The 7 is going to take this to win. She's fighting with the 6, and they kind of nose it out and fight for that. So yeah, Jockey was like, she just didn't handle the turf at all. She had no grip, and it definitely cost her a placing. So yeah, she didn't really handle the turf too well this time. For those who need like an equivalent of the toe grab situation, because I mentioned they were not allowed to run toe grabs anymore. You know, when you're doing eventing and you're on with the cross country course and you have the ability to put studs in your horseshoes, it would be, and you can adjust it to like how the weather conditions have been. So like, oh, they have really hard ground today, or oh, it rained, it's really muddy, and you can put your studs in and adjust what type of studs you wear per conditions, right? So basically it would be us like kind of on a wetter day saying, hey, take out your studs, you're just going without it, and you know, you might have some horses that slip and slide and stuff of that nature. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. That's basically what they did to horse racing full time, at much higher speed. So it's like, thanks for that. But, you know, it is what it is. So we more than likely will not be running her on the turf anymore. We'll be moving her back onto the dirt, which is fine. She's won on the dirt. We'll probably find out this week where she's running, either this or next. There's a chance she's going to be running over at Keeneland. She might run up at Horseshoe, Indiana again. Don't really know. We've kind of lightly talked about both. She'll probably go back into another claiming, because no one's gonna take her after that effort. But yeah, I'm kind of more interested, however, to see what's gonna happen when Turfway opens. And I've made the terminology video. I've just gotta work the YouTube stuff because it's like a 30-minute long video. But when we talk about courses, like the actual, like what they're running on, turf is like turf. It's grass. It's not like a fake turf. Dirt is typically sand, dirt mixed together. Each track has like a different formula and different percentage to what they use. But then they have, in Turfway in specific, they run on synthetic, which is basically rubber and sand. And typically horses that run well on the turf run well on the synthetic. However, it's just not, like, you won't have like the toe grab issue per se. You know what I mean? It won't feel like, the horses that run on turf run well on synthetic typically. So, but we won't have the slick and slide of going around the turn, hopefully. Guess we'll find out. So I'm curious about what's going to happen once Turfway opens up. They open up end of November, I think. Beginning of December? I think it's the beginning of December. So, yeah. That's all I got. I know I'm so far behind. I'm like crash riding today. I have so much stuff to do. So yeah. Dirt race next. Potentially either Horseshoe, Indiana, or Keeneland. Maybe Mahoney or Thistle. When does Mahoney and Thistle? I don't remember. I have to check. It's been a hot minute. I haven't bothered looking yet. I know Mahoney opens soon. That's always an option. But Thistle's currently still running. Anyway, y'all don't gotta worry about that. We'll find out when we get there. So, and I guess until next, actually I will see you all Thursday because I have another horse that is not Peach running Thursday. It will be the first time you all officially get to see him. So I will see you then.